I'm Dani Putri. I come from TBI 4C and my attendance number is 38. And this time I would like to show you all the story with title Lutung Kasarung and Purbasari's Love. Before I presenting the story, I will explain what is storytelling. Well, storytelling is an activity that is related to telling a story to one or more listeners. In storytelling, the storyteller engages in two-way interaction with the listeners. Then they tell the story. Storytellers tell stories using words, sound, and also movement. Okay, let's move to the story. Lutung Kasarung and Purbasari's Love. Once upon a time, there lived a princess named Purbasari. She is the youngest child of Prabu Tapa Agung, who is the king of the Pasir Batang Kingdom. Purbasari has 6 older sisters. There are Purbararang, Purba Dewata, Purba Endah, Purba Kencana, Purba Manik, and Purbalei. Purbasari is a good character and behavior. She is kind and helpful. Anyone who needs help, she is happy to help. In addition to her beautiful heart, Purbasari also have a beautiful face. Everyone who sees her will fall in love at first sight. Unfortunately, Purbararang's beauty and kindness did not disline from her elder sister, Purbararang, who had a bad temper. Although beautiful, Purbararang is rude, arrogant, and cruel. After reigning for a long time, Prabu Tapa Agung intends to abdicate. It had been carefully thought that to continue his leadership, he would appoint Purbasari.
No.
The king had observed for decades that Purbasari was the most suitable person to replace him. Not Purbararang, even though she was his eldest daughter. The son of the wise king were mainly due to the bad nature and behavior of his eldest daughter, Purbararang.
No.
Prabu Tapa Agung was worried that if Purbararang became queen, the peace and tranquility of the people's life would be disturbed and even damaged due to Purbararang's leadership, which had a very bad temper and bad character. In front of all the real dignitaries, all of the king's 7 daughters, Prabu Tapa Agung handed over his throne to Purbasari. Prabu Tapa Agung then left his royal place to start his new life as a hermit. Purbararang was furious to find that the throne of the Pasir Batang Kingdom was handed over to his youngest sister, not to her, Purbasari. Then, one day, after Purbasari's coronation as a queen of the Pasir Batang Kingdom, Purbararang conducted her finds in Rajaya. The 2 of them then asked the witch for help that Purbasari.
No.
The evil witch gave boreh. Boreh is black substance made from plants to Purbararang. The witch said, "Spray this boreh all over Purbasari's face and body." Purbararang immediately carried out the message from the witch. The boreh was sprayed onto Purbasari's face and entire body. As a result, all over Purbasari's body appeared terrible black spots. The person who is cursed to have this terrible disease does not deserve to be queen of the Pasir Batang Kingdom. She should have been exiled to the forest so that this disease does not spread. Purbararang said. Purbararang then took the throne of the Pasir Batang Kingdom. She ordered Uwak Batara, who was the police advisor, to exile Purbasari into the forest. When Purbasari was exiled in the forest, a big problem occurred in heaven. When Purbasari was exiled in the forest, a big problem occurred in heaven. Prince Kuruminda did not want to marry an angel from heaven, as ordered by his mother, Sunan Ambu. Prince Kuruminda is only willing to marry a woman whose beauty is on par with his mother's, Sunan Ambu. Sunan Ambu explained that the figure of a woman as beautiful as herself will only be met by Prince Kuruminda in the human world. But if the Kuruminda prince insists on meeting the woman according to his wishes, he must go to the world, not in the form of the handsome as herself, but in the disguise of a monkey. Lutung Kasarong, his name. Prince Kuruminda expressed his willingness. After transforming into a Lutung Kasarong, Prince Kuruminda immediately descended into a human world. He arrived in the forest. In a short time, Lutung Kasarong has become the king of the monkeys in the forest. This is very reasonable because there are no monkeys that can match the magic, intelligence, and strength as Prince Kuruminda. Lutung Kasarong knows the ugliness and cruelty of Purbarara, who is enthroned as queen in the Pasir Batang kingdom. Lutung Kasarong, or Prince Kuruminda, really wanted to teach the cruel queen a lesson. So, when he heard of Purbarara's plan to look for sacrificial animals in the forest, Lutung Kasarong allowed himself to be captured by Purbarara's men. Before being made a sacrificial animal, Lutung Kasarong suddenly went berserk and kissed damage to the Pasir Batang kingdom. The soldiers who intended to capture him were rendered helpless, fleeing all who intend to capture him. Lutung Kasarong seems to show hostility to all the soldiers. Seeing this condition of the soldiers who continue to be pressed, Purbarara asked Uwak Batara to tame Lutung Kasarong. Surprisingly, when Uwak Batara stepped into the battlefield, Lutung Kasarong seemed to have no intention of hurting Uwak Batara. Even when Uwak Batara cuffed him, Lutung Kasarong did not fight back. Purbarara immediately asked Uwak Batara to throw Lutung Kasarong into the forest where Purbasari was exiled. She wanted Purbasari to be killed by Lutung Kasarong, who considered a wild animal. Uwak Batara took Lutung Kasarong to the forest where Purbasari was exiled. Uwak Batara believes that Lutung Kasarong is not an ordinary animal. So, he gave a message to Lutung Kasarong when they met Purbasari. Lutung, the princess who is currently in front of you is the daughter of Prabu Tapaagung. She is a kind princess and should be the queen of the Pasir Batang kingdom. It was only because of the power of evil that she was exiled and banished to these forests. Therefore, you must guard our lord. Uwak Batara said. Lutung Kasarong nodded his head in understanding. So, since then, Lutung Kasarong has been a guard as well as a close friend of Purbasari. He found friends who comforted and protected her. To fulfill their daily needs, Lutung Kasarong ordered the monkeys to bring food and fruit to Purbasari.
Okay.
Purbasari's kindness and good nature make Lutung Kasarong more and more fond of Purbasari.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lutung Kasarong's attitude and responsibility, leadership and intelligence made Purbasari fall in love. The longer they feel inspirable and more. Unbeknownst to Purbasari, Lutung Kasarong begged his mother, Sunan Ambu, to make a beautiful garden with a bath for Purbasari. Sunan Ambu then ordered the gods and the angels to come down the earth to fulfill the wishes of his son. The gods and angels made a very beautiful garden and a path for the Purbasari. The shower head is made of pure gold. The walls and floors are made of marble. The flowing lake water comes from a small lake that is pure, clean, and latrine, with prayers from the gods. The gods and angels call this beautiful garden the Salaka latrine. Besides making a beautiful lake and garden, the angel prepared some beautiful clothes for Purbasari. The clothes were very beautiful and soft, made of soft clouds created with gemstones from the ocean. There is no clothes in this world can match the beautiful of Purbasari's clothes. At the time of seeing the lake with a beautiful shower, Purbasari immediately intends to take a bath to clean herself. At that moment, the curse that stuck to his face and body slowly disappeared. Her beauty has returned. Lutung Kasarang, who saw this, was flabbergasted, not expecting the person he had lived so far to turn out to be a very beautiful and enchanting woman. Even Purbasari's beauty can beat the beauty of Sunan Ampel. Lutung Kasarang and Purbasari was very happy with his situation, even though Purbasari has returned to his beautiful form. Purbasari's love for Lutung Kasarang has not decreased. It can be said that it is increasing. Okay everyone, that's my storytelling. I hope you can enjoy it. If there is mistake, I apologize. And the last I say thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.